Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. Update 36 is officially here. In this brand new update, we've got some really cool stuff to check out. We have a brand new DLC pack. We have some very cool Event Lab stuff. But before we get into any of that, I want to very quickly go check out the brand new cars that we're at. Where are the two brand new Volkswagen? SP2, 75 horsepower, and the Volkswagen Thing, 46 horsepower. I cannot wait to unlock both of those cars. I guess before we jump into the DLC pack, let me just very quickly check out the new Event Lab prop. So this is the new Cars and Coffee platform. Honestly, there's not as much stuff in the Event Lab as I was really thinking there would be. I thought there would be a load more stuff. Okay, the mural is pretty damn cool. And we've got a coffee board. Wait, what's this say? Oh, it lists all the different types of coffee. Those are the new Event Lab props. Honestly, kind of underwhelming. I was really hoping for some better stuff, if you ask me. I guess let's go try out the new DLC pack. We have 4 incredibly cool cars. In today's video, we're gonna try out 2 of these cars, and then tomorrow, we're gonna come back and try out the other 2 remaining cars. The developers were actually super nice and gifted me a bunch of codes for this new DLC pack. I'm gonna host a giveaway over on the AR12 Discord server. If you'd like to win a copy of this car pack, you can join over there. You will also find a link in the description to the AR12 store, where at the time of recording this video, there are still 20 hours left in the buy 2 sticker packs, get a 3rd sticker pack free deal. You don't have long left. There is only one way to start this video off. This is the Nissan Stagea from 1997, one of the coolest cars ever made. This wouldn't be an AR12 video without any fun facts about the Nissan Stagea. Every single time I say the name, I get a little bit self-conscious because I'm pretty sure people in the UK say it differently. I wasn't really expecting all the AI to run away from me right off the line. Back in the 1990s, obviously estate cars were quite a big thing. Like, there were a whole bunch of Subaru estate cars. There were a whole bunch of Volvo estate cars kind of making waves and so on. They were like the big thing at the time. Nissan wanted to jump on the trend and made this. Autech was kind of like Nismo back in the day, except Nismo was also a thing. Long story short, Nissan had 2 like tuning companies under its brand. Autech took the engine from the Nissan R33, swapped it into one of these. They also took the drivetrain from an R33 and swapped it into one of these, essentially making a Nissan R33/R34 estate car. And that is why people love these things so much. These are one of the last remaining true JDM icons that hasn't absolutely exploded in value just yet. Nissan R34 GTRs, those are like, I don't know, 150K nowadays. Toyota Supras with 2 JZs, those are like 150K nowadays. You can buy one of these, the top trim version with the engine from an R33 for about 30K. Basically what I'm saying is you should buy one. I know what you might be saying. Why do you keep calling it an R34 GTR? It doesn't look like one. You're 100% correct. Since these things had such like a close affiliation with the GTRs, as it turns out, you can actually swap them with a Nissan GTR front end. Unbelievably crazy. I think this might be one of the first cars in Forza Horizon 5 where they change the badging of the car. One of like the biggest no-nos when it comes to licensing cars is you do not change the logos and you do not debadge the cars. The Brabus in Forza Horizon 5 is one of the other cars that you can swap the logos on. True. RB26, baby. 4-liter V8. Wait, is that the Ariel Atom V8 too? And a 2JZ. That's illegal. That's not the Ariel Atom. It's the BMW M3. It's the V8 M3. And what a weird engine to put in this thing. RB26, 100% going in. Drivetrain, we are already all-wheel drive. No need to mess around with that. It was going so well. And then yeah, moving on. Now we need to actually ask ourselves the question, what do we want to do with this thing? Maybe we should keep things fairly realistic. Let's go like the ultimate street build. We're not going to aim for a certain class. We're going to do mods that people would do kind of in real life. I guess let's go for sport tires. Sure, that makes sense. Let's get some thicker tires all around. Let's go probably 265 in the front. Cat wants T37. When I had my GTR back in the day, mine had those fancy raised wheels, so I guess that's as close as we can get. Let's make the wheels a little bit bigger. Let's go like, I guess 17 in the front and then maybe 18 in the rear. Since we're gonna keep things realistic, let's not go for the race brakes. Let's go for the sport brake. Let's go for sport suspension. I'm not gonna put any race parts on. Let's focus on sport parts. 600 horsepower nearly. 3,200 pounds. Let's see what we can do. A realistic Nissan R30 3.5 estate car. I mean, I guess I should probably explain. If you are new to the channel, hi, my name's Nick. I'm estate car's biggest sim. I love this car in so many ways. It's the perfect combination of like cool and practical and just, oh, it's just awesome. It's just awesome, okay? I wonder if people after this car pack are suddenly now gonna start to make all these rumors about Forza Horizon 6 taking place in Japan the same way everybody did after we had that Chinese DLC car pack a little while ago. I'm just saying, if you want to appear non-biased, you now legally need to go and start all of those rumors, chat. Imagine this car ripping it around the streets of Tokyo. Even the thought of that just makes me happy. Someone says, Nick, would you get this or a regular R34? I would get one of these every single day of the week. Over the past little while, as like these JDM king cars, like the R34 and the 2JZ Supras and so on and so forth, have just become absurdly expensive, I have lost all interest in them. They've gone from an affordable, super cool, like cartooner's dream to museum piece. This is one of those sorts of cars that you could buy, drive, modify, and actually enjoy in real life. I don't think you would get that same enjoyment from a GTR. It is the perfect balance between usability and just looking cool. Straight up, I am in love. Not to mention, it's also absurdly quick. Someone says, Nick, is this your favorite estate car? No. My favorite estate car still is and will always be the AMG Hammer. But I think this is a close second, if not third. Before we move on to our drift build with the Nissan, I very quickly want to upgrade this thing all the way to the max and see what we can do for off-roading. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Nissan ever did any rally racing with these things, did they? We can change that. With our off-road race tires and a maxed out 2JZ, we are very nearly the top of S1 class now. We weigh less than 3,000 pounds. We have 1,300 horsepower. Let's see what we can do for... I forgot we have anti-lag now. Let's see what we can do for a little bit of off-roading against some of these... I'll say it the way it is. Inferior cars. That's fine. That's fine. I can catch up. I can catch up. We're all good. I did try to go for a big angle into corner one. That was slightly more angled than I anticipated, I will be honest. You're about to witness what 1,300 horsepower can do in one of the coolest cars of all time. Here we go. It actually doesn't have as much grip as I was really hoping for. I was really hoping it would have been able to, like, put its power down a little bit. Sorry. A little bit nicer than it can. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still totally drivable. But it's not, like, as simple to drive as I was... Through goes the Stagea! Oh my days, B1! What a move. Yeah, it's... Okay. It is nowhere near as easy to drive as I was thinking it would be. As ugly as it would have been, maybe the rear wing would have been a pretty necessary requirement for this sort of thing. That's still a P1, we're fine. I said that I would go and drift every single car in Forza Horizon 5. What if I turned it into like a GTX and removed the all-wheel drive and made it rear-wheel drive? Usually the longer the car, the more stable it is while drifting. I think rear-wheel drive for this might be really, really nice. Don't even think about putting a V8 in. I'm going RB26. All right, we're good. Okay, the drift suspension on this is sick. The RB26 can max out at only 800 horsepower. I say only 800, but bro, when you compare that to the 2JZ that's capable of what, like 1,500? This is almost half. What is with the RB26 disrespect for this game? In we go, Nissan. Send it in. Let's see how many points this thing can get. So, since it's really long, like I was saying, it's going to be really, really stable. I want to kind of take my first run fairly normal, and then for our next run, we'll push it a little bit harder and see truly how many points we can really get with this thing. But look at it. It's just a bottle. Rear-wheel drive cars are usually wiggling all over the place. That's lovely. 200K with the Nissan. Run the outside line if I can. Pull in a bit more angle if I can. Come on. I know this thing just has absurd potential. Its ability to hold big angle is so cool. Lovely. Run it, run it, run it. Make it all the way. Thank you. That was a nice line. That was a very nice line. Make it through there. Come on. Get 200K. Get 200K. Yes! 201,000. Now that we've driven the Nissan, is it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or somewhere in the middle? I'm not even gonna waste my time asking the question. I straight up think this is not only one of the coolest cars in this pack, but I think this is probably one of the coolest cars in this game. I never thought I would see this thing in a Forza game, yet here we are. And the fact that it has an R34 front end swap is just mind-blowing. Chat, can you all stop bullying me now about the way I say Nissan? I'm sorry, I'm from Canada, who grew up in a UK household. I say words weird. I really want to go do the Evo. This is the Mitsubishi Montero, or as I'm going to call it for today's video, the Pajero. We've got almost 300 horsepower bone stock. We weigh 4,000 pounds. All-wheel drive. We're actually D-class bone stock. Okay, this is one of the few cars where you have like your regular paint colors and then a proper racing livery. That is so cool. It's time for some fun facts about everybody's favorite Mitsubishi Evo. All right, now that I've offended half of the audience and the people that don't like this car have left, we can talk about the true fun facts about this thing. So essentially, Mitsubishi saw that the Nissan Patrols, I guess they were Willys Jeeps at the time, the Land Cruisers and the Land Rovers were like so dominant in the off-road space. Mitsubishi wanted a piece of the pie. And that's when they almost came out with this thing. They made a concept car. I think it was like in the early 1970s or late 60s. That concept car, shitball. They came back almost 10 years later with the Concept 2 Mitsubishi Pajero, and that one got put into production and sold like hotcakes. You know how like nowadays, like you always see like Land Rover putting out these ads that are like, we are the adventure SUV, go anywhere in luxury. Mitsubishi was the one that started that trend all the way back in the day with this thing. The interior of it was filled up with tons of luxury for the time. The exterior was filled up with all of the performance of the time, and it made it an absolute legend. Mitsubishi is one of the most winning manufacturers in terms of Dakar Rally wins. They were unbelievably dominant. And yeah, I guess I should have mentioned this fun fact with the Nissan Stagea. You know how I mentioned it has 280 horsepower? That was a gentleman's agreement in Japan. Japan didn't want to get into the horsepower wars like what's happening between Ford and Dodge at the moment with like the Mustangs and the Hellcats and so on. Japan said, we can build our cars, but we will only say they have 280 horsepower. These didn't have 280 horsepower. Not even close. The Nissan Stagea in real life, that had like 320 horsepower. I think these probably had even more than that, probably like 320 to 350. They full on lied.
I'll place a bet it can do either a wheelie or a reverse wheelie.
It's funny you mention that. I think we should honestly start with a wheelie build. I like that idea. We could put a diesel engine in, turbo rally, 2JZ, and a big old V8. Okay, I guess I'll go for the V8. I think I'm gonna have to do a reverse wheelie, like an endo kind of. So I'm gonna keep it all-wheel drive. I guess I'll go supercharged to just get a little bit better torque off the line. We can even toss on the Dakar rally lights. That's lovely. That's also pretty cool, not gonna lie. You really put a rear wing kind of on a rear wing? No way, we can also remove the spare tire. I guess we'll get rid of that if we are doing a reverse wheelie. After that, let's go for some drag racing tires so we can get crazy grip off the line. The weight reduction removes almost 1,000 pounds. No drift suspension? No. I think I've given up the cause. This is gonna work. Yes, sir, baby! The developers might try to rain on our parade for drifting, but you will never take my wheelies away. Wait, why is it lime green under there? What did I see that was lime? Wait, what is that? I don't think we're gonna be able to get it to wheelie all the way down the track. Honestly, that's a sick wheelie car. I'm already a big fan of the Mitsubishi Pajero. All right, back to the festival. Maybe instead of turning it into a wheelie car, maybe, you know, I should turn it into an off-road racer. Honestly, I feel like the V8 is the only good option. I would have loved to have had, like, a more normal V8 instead of the racing V8. Like, I get it why this one's here, but, like, I guess I should also go and get some off-road tires, some super thick tires, and make the tires even bigger. That's sick. Unfortunately, there's no engine spacers for this thing, which is a little bit disappointing. Those wheels definitely could have come out a full, I don't know, 2-3 inches or so there. Sorry, I mean like a full 6 inches or so there. That would have been really nice. That's a lot of space. It's a huge gap. Anyways, other than that, I guess we'll upgrade pretty much everything else to the max, and then we'll see what class we end up in. That's already the top of A class. I probably don't need the full race brake. Maybe just some weight reduction?
One of the reasons why Forza used the name Montero is Pajero means jerking in Spanish.
That's very funny. Is the Mitsubishi Jerk Evo any good at off-roading? Well, I guess it should be. Well, I mean, to be fair, we already know it's pretty good. But is it good with a big old V8? Oh my god, the Raptor. Oh my god, the Raptor almost missed that checkpoint. And around the outside we go. What a send. Okay, cut back in. Make this a full send. Round the outside again. Boys, I might have bad news. As it turns out, this car pack might have introduced a pay-to-win off-roader. This thing is rather quick. The only thing I could see, like, kind of ruining this car is that, kind of unlike the Stagea, this thing has quite a short wheelbase and makes it very, very snappy. You can see what I mean. It's always going to the side. Like, I mean, to be fair, there are worse cars to be overtaken by. I think simply what I'm saying here is the Ford Raptor is the greatest off-roader ever made. Other than the Ford Raptor just proving how good of an off-roader it is, I think that's a pretty good vehicle. Even though the developers might be raining on our parade and not giving us what we want, I think we still need to give it a shot. I made a promise that I would drift every car. I refuse to break said promise. Welcome back to another episode of Nick Likes to Complain a Lot in his near future. I guess I'll just give it a maxed out 2JZ and call it a day and make it rear wheel drive because I might as well. If I can complete this drift zone without spinning, I think that would be a success. No drift suspension is going to make things rather difficult. So we just need to kind of send it as much as we can, but safely. I made it around a corner. Look, look, look. If I keep it in 4th gear, that's where it likes to drift. Fairly stable. I'm not going down to 3rd. I refuse. I'm doing 30 miles an hour in 4th. Okay, I probably should shift down. That was working. No. That wasn't a spin. That was a 360 impromptu. Bro, we just got 200k points. My personal best is 227. Why don't I try this really quickly on an off-road drift zone? I never do them, but let's give it a go right here. 120k. In we go. Up the hill. Down to 3rd gear to use the speed. Make it up the hill. And then as soon as we start coming down the hill, then we shift up to 4th and try to be smooth with it. There we go. Now up to 4th. Good. 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 Don't snap. Don't snap. We're good. Anna, stop talking. Please stop talking. Wait, wait, wait! Don't fail! Yes! New BB with the Mitsubishi jerk. Even with Anna interrupting us. I think it's a massive thumbs up. I love this car. I love the story of this car. The only downside for this car is that Mitsubishi stopped making them in real life. And that's the biggest disappointment.